Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm zooming this. Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long while since I've made a video. Approximately 3 months to be exact. I had to take a break. I literally finally hit that point in time where it was becoming more of a hassle and an obligation to have to film a video and upload it. Plus I was running out of ideas. Plus I was just overwhelmed with work and stuff. Like my schedule just got so hectic again that I literally couldn't keep up, and I was just getting ridiculously burnt out. But here I am back, not by popular demand. No one watches me anyway, but whatever, no big deal. Follow me. Anyway, so we're back with a new video. This one was requested specifically by a friend. You know who you is. I'm gonna do a book review as per usual, and of course we can't do a book video without some kind of a haul, so we'll jump right into that. Hopefully your girl will shut up and not talk for a million years and keep this video as short as possible. Right, we will start with the books that I have already read. First, before I start that though, I want to let you guys know that I have been slacking off and I have to sneeze. If anyone said bless you, thank you. You're a gem. Anyways, get your life together, Trish. It's been a while since I made a video, bear with me. Okay, so we're starting with the books that I've already read. So I just want to let you know real quick that I've been sucking off a lot this year. I think last year I read a total of 22 books. I was averaging about 2 to 3 books a month. I'm only on like book 9 as of now. I should be on like book 16 by now, but I'm not. I started the year off reading romance novels. Shoot me, sue me. I still love to loathe them, but I can't help but appreciate the genius that is Lisa Kleypas, because she keeps drawing me in. She keeps doing it. That's why I'm always cursing her, because it's like, why you gotta be so good? So this is actually the book that we started off with this year. It is Where Dreams Begin. So I immediately got drawn into this book because this one immediately started with something scandalous. Oh my gosh, can you not? Thank you. What I'm usually skimming desperately to get to was already literally 4 pages in. Something's already happening, which I literally am not getting to until like maybe like right here. No, more like right here, halfway through the book. I was so happy because it already made me interested in wanting to read more of this book. And like, yeah, and it's probably one of my favorites because I wasn't constantly waiting for stuff to happen. It was just all thrown at me at once, and I have the curse of skimming ahead and ruining things for myself. So I'm still pretty sure I did this, but it was less so needed with this book because yes. And I don't even know if you're getting anything from this because I'm really just all over the place. I don't even know how to review a book anymore. Let's just get past this, but it's a great read. Lisa Kleypas, do it. The other one was Marrying Winterbourne, the second book I read of this year, also by Lisa Kleypas. No shocker there. It is the sequel to the first book in its series, Cold-Hearted Rake. It takes, like, you meet Winterbourne about halfway through Cold-Hearted Rake, and he is interested in Helen, who obviously has a thing for him too, since it's called, you know, Marrying Winterborn. They, if I remember correctly, get engaged at the end of the first book, and then shit hits the fan and everything goes bad, and then they like temporarily break off their engagement, and then Winterborn tries to win Helen back, and since, you know, she's like weak in the knees and shit, of course she, you know, easily is drawn back in. And drawn back in, what I mean by that, I mean like literally seduced back in. Like he literally seduces her and like takes her virginity just to like be like, once you sleep with me, there's no going back. You are mine in every way possible. Like, I want you to be sure of your decision. She let her V card get swiped, and yeah, pretty much. Then all this other stuff happens. Like, identities are shared. People aren't who they really are. People's fathers aren't who they really are. Winterborn has a actual shockingly really nice, sweet, sensitive side, and which is really hilarious because the last book video I did, I was reading Cold Hearted Rake, and I was like, I don't want to read Marrying Winterborn because Winterborn is a and I hated his character. And I was like reading this, I was like, damn it, I like him now. He ended up being a fave, and I really liked their story a lot more compared to other, like, I like these two, tops. Anyways, I need to stop talking about Lisa Kleypas books because it really pains me that I'm like these freaking romance novels so much, and thankfully these are the only 2 romance novels in the list right now. So boy, Yes Please by Amy Poehler. Someone please tell me if I am saying her name correct. Is it Amy Poehler? Or like, I don't even have another way to pronounce it, but like it's spelt so weird, I don't know how to pronounce her damn name. But yeah, Leslie Knope here. I found this book at my favorite thrift store on the boulevard, and it was like in pristine condition and everything. And just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna read the ridiculously hilarious dialogue here that gets smaller and smaller and smaller as you go through. By purchasing Yes Please by Amy Poehler, you commit to the following. As reader of Yes Please, I hereby swear to purchase book and read it. Book may be read on subway, airplane, or elliptical machine. Book shall not be read while driving, giving birth, or walking near mall water fountains. Yes, yes, yes. The end. Just kidding, we're back. So, I read Yes Please. I actually really enjoyed reading about Amy Poehler's life. It was really interesting. I love that she has little snippets of like real life things that she put in there herself. Oh my gosh, focus. You see it? I don't know. Anyway, but like, yeah. Like, it was really fun and intriguing. I got to learn about her early days in her career, like when she met Tina Fey before either of them were a thing, like before either of them were a household name because of SNL. Dude, did you guys know that they were best friends before SNL? That's freaking crazy. The titles of her chapters are hilarious. I did actually start off really quick, like going through it really quickly, and then I just like slowed down. But then yeah, and then I finished it. But it's really good. It's like good, like, I don't read books like this at all. I really don't. But it's a nice read for like if you actually like the celebrity you're reading about, to get some backstory or some stuff, or some shit like that. I know Kenneth has read the Nick Offerman book, you know, who was also on Parks and Rec. He is the one and only Ron Swanson. He can get into that book. I can get into her book. Same diff. But yeah, it's a really nice read, and after you read it, you don't particularly feel like reading it again though. So it just becomes a really nice coffee book table. Okay, I just want to take a moment out to pause just to be like, oh my gosh, what the hell did I just say? I really just said coffee book table. I totally meant coffee table book. Wow, Trish. So, yeah. Moving on. I took the liberty of finally reading Grey because it is literally just, you know, 50 Shades of Grey. But let's face it, the dude's perspective is always better. It is. Like, I'm just convinced because literally every single time I read a book with the gender swap POV, it's been like so much better than the original. Like, so much better. Oh my gosh, reading 50 Shades, I'm sorry, but like if you read the book and you don't want to read Grey because you're afraid that it's gonna suck, I'm letting you know that you're wrong. Because first, like, don't you want to read the book without Anastasia Steele's inner goddess going, oh my, I touched this oh so happy trail, oh my. If she said oh my one more fucking time, I was gonna blow my freaking brains out. Like, it is a pure freaking delight to read this from Christian's POV, and I have a greater understanding and more empathy for Christian because it shows you exactly how vulnerable he really is that you don't really get from Anastasia's point of view, and I really appreciated that. Plus it's just more interesting, period. And you also get to know, like, it's also, it fills in blank spaces, like what was Christian doing and all those other times that he wasn't in the book, in the original written version. You finally get to know that, so read it. Yeah. And then I would move on to darker, but we'll get to that in just a second. So the book I read immediately after Grey is The Young World by Chris Weitz. If you don't know who Chris Weitz is, he is the director of the movie The Golden Compass. The movie sucked. I've never read the book, but the movie sucked, but the special effects were freaking amazing. Also, he's the director of the second Twilight movie, New Moon. Effects freaking amazing. He's also the director who saved Twilight, because let's face it, I hate what Catherine Hardwicke did with Twilight. Love the book series to death. I have an obligation to like the first Twilight movie only because without it, I wouldn't have had the entire franchise made into a movie. But what she did was literal trash. I'm just saying, literal trash. Chris Weitz was the savior of the movie adaptations of the Twilight Saga. I'm just saying. I've been wanting to read this book by Chris Weitz for a very long time now, and I did not know that there were more in this book. So I read this book, finished it. I was very intrigued, like it's like post-apocalyptic, yes and no. It's like a combination of post-apocalyptic minus the zombies, and like kind of like it's got a like Divergent Uglies kind of feel to it, but like it's like some disease that makes all the adults die, something scientific like that, like something in the chromosomes or something that like when you reach the age of maturity, like something in your body changes that like adults have that causes them to die. And it also affects little kids like who haven't reached like teenage maturity, so because they don't have these chromosomes or whatever yet, they also die, which sucks. So the world, well, this takes place in Manhattan, New York, so basically New York, but all of the world is being affected. All the adults and little tiny little kids have died off because of this disease. You don't know what caused it, and I'm pretty sure you find out at the end of this first book what caused it. I think. I don't remember. I read this at like the beginning of the year. I don't remember at all. But yeah, I really like the idea of it, and it was like I couldn't stop reading. And I love a book that has a POV from multiple characters. The POV switched between Donna and Jefferson, and I like that because it gives you a little more insight as to what's going on in the book, especially when the characters separate from each other. So it gives you a little information about what you missed because you had to read someone else's POV. So at the beginning of the next, like if I just read the chapter of Jefferson and then I go into Donna and they're not together at the moment, it'll be like a meanwhile Donna was blah blah blah, and then they meet up again and so on. I like that. And yeah, it's just a bunch of badass teenage kids going on a mission to save the world and shit. So yeah, and there's a second and third book, and what I really need from Chris Weitz is to make this movie and direct his own movies, because do you know how freaking amazing that would be for the writer of a book series to actually direct their own movie the way they were written and originally imagined? I don't know if that's ever happened before, but I can't freaking wait for that to happen. And if I believe the last time I read anything about it, I am so sure he was partnered up with, I don't remember what company or studio it was, but they were like, there is like word of him actually going into the works to make this movie, and I need it because it was that good, and I need to start reading the second and third book like yesterday. It's that good. We should read it. Next book I read was Darker, and went through that super fast, and I'm not even gonna like say much more about it because it's just a continuation of Grey. 50 Shades. I mean, I've read 50 Shades I don't know how many times now. I have it on my Nook, so well, like, yeah. But what more can I say? It's so much better from Christian's POV. He's more vulnerable. Get to learn more about him as a person. Oh, and this one too, I think you learn a little bit more about Anna's creepy ass boss because of it being from Christian's POV, because he has a connection with him that you don't even learn about till the end of this book in the original version. So if I remember correctly, I don't know, it's been a while. Moving on, I also read Frostbite, the second book in the Vampire Academy series, and I don't have the book with me because reasons, and those reasons will be explained in another book video where I will rant about how I am so pissed off with Rochelle Mead and how she did me like that, and all the other fans who are probably mad the same way I am, or at least specifically the way I'm mad, because I was only interested in the book for 3 characters, 2 characters really, but 3 characters, and then I can't say much else because it will ruin the entire point of my rant later. But for the most, long story short, I read Frostbite, I liked it. I moved on to the 3rd book. I don't remember what the title is because it blocked it from my memory. And I read the 1st chapter. I skimmed ahead as per usual, read something I didn't like, skimmed ahead in the 4th book, read the description in of the 5th book and 6th book, and just like no, it wasn't okay. So I scrapped that. I like got rid of all of them. I traded some in. I still have the 1st one and like the 4th or 5th one still. I don't know, they're in my car, but I'll have them out for the book video I do about them specifically. But yeah, Rochelle Mead, no more. I don't associate with her books at all. I was gonna try reading The Glittering Court and that other one, what, Bloodlines or some whatever it is. I was gonna attempt to read those because after Frostbite the series seemed kind of interesting, and I was like, okay, maybe I can get into her books. Nope, she killed that. Nope, no more, no more. So moving on. Oh yeah, so there's another thing. So after I finished reading Darker, of course I immediately wanted to read, you know, the 3rd one would be Freed. I didn't know that Freed wasn't released yet, and I don't know when it will be released. All I have of Freed is, you know, the 50 Shades of Freed movie that came out last year. And I'm just like, come on, the movie's been released for a year. Can you hurry up and release Freed from Christian's POV? Because I need. So I went to my local bookstore, Books A Million, which is no longer my local bookstore because they officially closed for business on August 10th. Wait, no, they extended the date to like August 18th. Wait, what's today? No, July 10th. They just extended it to July 18th. Yeah, super sad times. So I'm going to get into the books that I did manage to grab from the store before they officially closed. Enter last video footage here.
Nope, I think we're good. Look at all Rachel's finds.
Oh yeah, baby.
The final selection.
Yeah, so we have some Attack on Titan.
Of course.
Then we have The Uglies. I'm pretty sure I read this, but I could be wrong, but I'm usually not. And I have this. Oh god. God, Jesus. And I have this one here. And then we have The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. If this isn't scary, then I'll read that to my nieces and nephews, but it looks like it might be, so I'll have to give that a try.
Sleepy Hollow is supposed to be scary, just so
I
you
know. I loved it. Did you see the Disney movie though? With Ichabod?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I have a crush on him. And then we have this.
Oh, the creature, what?
No.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait.
Ichabod. He's
Never
like
mind.
tall and
Never
he's
mind.
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm thinking I've seen the live action one with made by Tim Burton and like Johnny Depp.
Okay, let's go on the other side and see if there's anything else. I need representation. We're all talking like the trash.
I don't know regular fiction. I'm still a child at heart. I mean, all I can tell you is Anne Rice because I'm obsessed with her.
Where's she at?
Right here. There's all the vampire books.
Ooh. Is this a series?
It's a long ass series.
Of this
Vampire
one?
Chronicles.
And they're good? Why is it
From what
not
I read.
75%
As far as I
off?
know, this is the first one.
I'll get the first one.
And then
$25, just kidding.
I actually have the first 3 in this giant book.
Okay.
I'm not done with it yet. I'll let you borrow it. When I say giant, I mean like cute. It's like this thick.
Wow. I feel like I don't have enough.
Little butthurt because the nearest Books A Million to us is in freaking Richmond, Virginia, and that's a drive that I don't want to make just to go to a bookstore. I have the freaking membership card to this bookstore, and I can't even appreciate coming in here anymore. Because who wants to buy a book and not like, it's not the same. You just go online.
Go online. You might as well just download it, and I don't want to download it. I want to read. Some things it's just better to have the book in your hand. Don't wake up. No, why? Oh, I don't like the way that feels. I don't want to read it. Should I just grab a Stephen King book just because?
You're not gonna read it.
Is it scary?
Yeah.
I need the world to know that this is the last and final day that Books A Million will be open, and I don't think the world realizes exactly how much time I have spent in this damn store.
A lot
of time. This is my quiet, safe place, and I don't appreciate that it's being taken from me.
Yeah. What is I-Ching?
I don't know, but it sounds racist.
Yep. Yeah. You know, there's a book over there called.
The final transaction at BAM.
Where's the basketball? I'm gonna put this back really quick.
And one of which was Undivided, the 4th and final book in the Unwind Tissology by Neil Shusterman, which just happens to be the book that I'm currently reading at the moment. I will, you know, review that entire series at some point because it's freaking amazing. I actually got the person who requested this book video into the series. You're welcome. I also picked up The Becoming of Noah Shaw. It's the first out of the 3 in the Shaw Confessions trilogy, which is a continuation, kind of, sort of, or companion trilogy to the Mara Dyer trilogy. And I'm so excited because I also talked about the Mara Dyer trilogy in my first book video, and I loved that, like obsessively loved that series. And Noah became one of my like new favorite literary characters so quick. So I get to read a book all about his perspective. Yes, love, love, love. So, and I also picked up the book Unforgiven from the Fallen series. It's like another, again, like a companion novel, a spin-off novel rather, because it has nothing to do with the actual storyline of the actual series, because there's only 4. I mean, technically 5, but that one is like another spin-off book because it's about all of the like supporting characters that don't really have a big thing to do with the original story plot, which is all about Luce and Daniel. But like, yeah, this one is about Cam, who is an actual big factor into the series, because there is like this love triangle between Luce, Daniel, and Cam. But Cam, before Luce, had his own love story that had nothing to do with the two of them at all. He had this other girl that he was in love with. Give it a shot. So good. Y'all need to read the Fallen series. Like the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. Freaking amazing. That's another one of my faves. So those are the 3 that I actually managed to get from Books A Million before it closed down. Do you want to know how close the nearest Books A Million is to me now that mine is gone? Richmond. I literally have to travel like at max 2 hours just to go to this store. And it really irritates me because I have a membership for this store, and I'm sorry, but like it doesn't work the same way ordering everything from online. For someone to actually look for a book, especially if you haven't read the book yet and you're looking for something new, you want to walk around and explore and actually pick up the book physically and, you know, read the back description and all that jazz. Maybe read a few pages. You don't get that from online use. Like, I can still use that feature, thank the Lord, to get free shipping and like discounts on my books and stuff, but like, why? And it was also convenient because it was only like 10 minutes away from my house, as opposed to me going 20 to 30 minutes out of my way to the mall to go to Barnes and Noble. So yes, I'm sad. Oh crap, I actually forgot one more that I did read, my bad. So I read The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. Now, I highly recommend Morgan Matson if you're looking for a good summer read, because all of her books are basically like based in the summertime. They take place during the summer. This one was like really iffy. I had been like passing it up for months, and I finally picked it up because it was summer, and I read it and I really enjoyed it. You know, and look how thick it is. I read through this so quick. That, like, I honestly, like, I feel like Morgan Matson is really good at her craft, because she chose summer specifically, and she like apparently knows how to get you enthralled. And also another thing with her books, so the other one I read was her And Since You've Been Gone, the main character's friend had like moved away out of nowhere, didn't tell anybody that she was leaving. So the only remnant she had left of her friend was this list that she wrote her of things to do. This one includes a scavenger hunt, which I totally want to do IRL, because why not, and that's fun. And there's also another scavenger hunt that the author put in the end that they suggest that you could try, because the one in the book right here in the cover is the one that they actually do in the book. And I want to do this for real because it just seems like super fun. I need to suggest this to my friends though, because like you have to actually come back to a spot that you mark as like home base or whatever and collect things like cotton balls, 1 point, this list notarized, 20 points, blue gumball, 4 points, article of formal wear, men's or women's, 10 points, firefly, 12 points, obviously like the harder stuff to do is more points. Like Thriller Dance from beginning to end, 12 points. Like easy stuff, like a book, like any book, 1 point. You have to actually find these items and bring it back, and it's so cool. I want to do it. And you have like what, a 1 to 2, it's either 1 or 2 hour time limit. Like I really seriously want to do this one day. So I do have the second book to The Young World by Chris Weitz. It's actually the one that I'm reading literally right after I finished Undivided. I actually got Vampire Beach 2. So obviously I couldn't read it because it's a sequel to a book. So I was actually lucky enough to find the first one in the book exchange when I went to trade in those horrible Vampire Academy books. And we'll see if I actually like these, because I've actually found that I've lost interest in fantasy books. Like I'll pick them up and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to. Like they just seem really predictable and cliche, and like I've read them all before. Hopefully I like these, because I do have an obsession with vampires. It would be really sad if I can't get into a vampire book ever again. So I have another Lisa Clay Pass novel. It's called Devil's Daughter, but I got it because it is a continuation to gosh, I forgot which book it is. It's part of the Ravenels series, and the Ravenels is part of, I believe, Cold Hearted Rake, if I remember correctly. I'm so sure it's from Cold Hearted Rake. Yes. Yeah, definitely Ravenels. Yeah. And it's from the POV of wait a minute. I don't remember anymore. I just got all types of confused. Moving on. So I have this book by Jason Myers, and it's called Run the Game. I don't know, like I don't even know what really has me interested in this. I don't know, like it just seems like an everyday kind of book. Like what I mean by like, it just seems so bland, but it's interesting for some reason to me. Like, this is what the back says. It says, Alexander didn't believe in love at first sight until he met Patty. She's the kind of girl you hear about in songs, gorgeous, feisty, and dangerous. Being with Patty is better than any high, and he can't live without her. But Alexander's not the only one who wants to be with Patty. Burke ruthlessly takes what he wants and will kill to protect what is his, and he won't let Patty go without a fight. If Patty and Alexander are going to be together, their love will come at a steep price, because some promises are meant to be broken, and not all debts can be paid in cash. ... I don't know, I did a little skimming, and there's like a hell of a lot of profanity in here, so that was enough to get me intrigued, because I have a freaking sailor's mouth. Like, it's horrible. But like, if I like this, I might go back and read the book called Exit Here, which apparently this author has also written. So if I like this, I will like read more, I guess. I have this book called Take Me There by Carol Dean, or I'm sorry, Carol Lee Dean. And I don't know, I read the back of this too. On the road and headed north, on the road and headed nowhere fast, Dylan has a bad boy past and a criminal record. He knows that rich, beautiful Jess is way too good for him, but she has always been the one person who sees through his tough exterior and straight to his heart, and he has been hopelessly in love with her from the first time they met. He could change his life for a chance with her. But trouble follows Dylan wherever he goes, and a deadly mistake soon forces him to hit the road and leave his dreams behind. He's on the road and in search of answers to questions he wishes he'd never asked. That interests me. And also, it's like a freaking road trip. I'm sorry, but rewind to the first book video I did, or is it the second one? Whichever, one of those. I read those books The Edge of Never and The Edge of Always. It was about two people, a guy and a girl, meeting each other on the road and doing this epic road trip all up and down the East Coast. And like, amazing. And that really made me like fall in love with travel. Like, I want to hop in a car and literally like have no like actual destination. I just want to drive and go wherever it takes me. I don't mind picking up a waitress job just to get some extra cash on the road. That sounds like fun, actually. Like what they were doing, they legitimately took any kind of small job on the way just to stay afloat, hop in a hotel, stay there a couple days. Dude, I really want to go to freaking New Orleans because of that book. This book really interests me because I want the same kind of like feeling I got with the whole traveling like road trip atmosphere that they got. And the fact that there's like more to this character too, like you already get he has a criminal record and he's looking for answers that he wished he never asked in the first place. What questions, what don't you want answered? I really want to know. So oh my gosh, there's a poem in here. I need to read this book quick. Okay, so just a few days ago, 2-3 days ago, I was at a thrift store and I found This Man by Jodi Ellen Malpass, whatever. And I've been wanting to read this book since forever because I've been looking for a replacement to 50 Shades of Grey for forever, because I wanted to read another romance novel without it being classical romance novels like Lisa Kleypas shit. I wanted another contemporary, modern day kind of romance novel on the same terms and like as like this, you know, the same thing as like reading 50 Shades. I wanted that kind of feel, not the, you know, old school typical like Fabio, flip my hair in the wind, big buff guy on the cover kind of thing. I didn't want that again. So I've been wanting to read this for a while and I'm so excited that I finally have it. We are pretty much done with this book video. Round of applause. Your girl is done. I did it. I made another video and I actually managed to upload it. Hopefully this is like at least 30 minutes at most 30 minutes. Hopefully I get this down to 20 something. I really hope I get this down to 20 something. I talk a lot, guys, and from what I did today, it felt like I talked about a lot of nothing. But yeah, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, get off my channel. If you would like notifications so when I upload next time, hit the bell for notifications. I upload every week. And be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.